All right, let's see if I'm back online now. Sorry about that. I lost power. I heard some beeping, which is usually a bad sign, and it was my UPS. Yes, yeah, sorry about that. I don't know, is it caught up now? Let me just see where we're at. Is it a new stream and the other one's, okay, yeah, we're back on a new stream, I guess. So I've got I don't know if I can link it to the old one. Maybe if I do this and then post it in the other one, and I'll say I lost power. And here is the new. Yeah, so I heard some beeping. It was my UPS, and the next thing I know, Blindside cut my power grid. Yeah, I broke YouTube. See, I talk about DARE, next thing you know. Yeah, it's a new stream. It's a whole new world, right? All right. Let me just do something real quick. I need to make sure. I'm all set up. It's funny. My I guess the caption though was the dared lion for the last video. All right, so we go here. Let me go here because I don't want to leave anybody hanging. Okay, there we go. All right, so we should be good now. All right. Video link live. Okay, here we go. And I have to do the timestamp still. Hopefully I didn't get too distracted. All right. Doom. That's Twitter. And I need to have this up. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, GoVX, we can go over the numbers, and GOEV if you guys want. It all depends if. All right, real quick, let's just go over GoVX. All right, GoVX. What is it? GoVX. GOEV Labs. I talked about this yesterday. They do have a huge amount of warrants, which are bigger than their shares outstanding. That means that, there's a potential for dilution. They do have cash right now. They don't need them, but they have a good amount of warrants. So what that means is that, let me go to a single. Come on, go. You can do it. There we go. GeoVax, right? GeoVax, GoVax, right? It had the one big day, right? It got crushed down today a little bit. So here's the deal with this thing. Let me pull up this here and show you the warrants. So here are pre-funded ones, right? May pre-funded warrants, $1.65. They've got 12 million of these plus another 9, and these ones you don't have to worry about because it's not there yet, and these ones you don't have to worry about because they're there yet. But at any point, these ones can dilute because the stock is over 165. Yeah, it's like 170. So what you could see on the stock is it pushes up into maybe the 2s and 3s, and then what will happen is you'll see some dilution if they're trying to raise some money. It all depends on what they're trying to do with it. So But SI is not really that high on the stock, so what you're likely seeing is not going to be, you would see probably a small run up, and then you will see them start diluting if they need the money. But if they don't need the money, they'll probably just chop around. Shorts aren't really huge on the stock. Like 6% short interest is not that high. Institutions don't own a ton of it, and it's got a pretty small float. So, I mean, yes, it could move if retail went in on it. By the way, I forgot to say, this is not financial advice. Obviously, this is just some guy talking about stocks. I am not qualified to do that, so this is all for entertainment purposes only. But with that said, there's a good amount of warrants, though most of them are, I would say, roughly about like 19 million are down here. And known owners, Armistice, so they also own this one. And this is how you get more likes, multiple streams in a day. Yeah, well, we lost a good amount of people. There's only 15 people now, and we had, I think, 40-something before we cut power, so, oh well. Tough built, come on, man. Yeah, I mean, I covered it yesterday. I mean, you can go back and watch the video from yesterday, but I'll cover it again for you guys if you'd like. Hello? Hold on, my wife's here. Good night. The wifey's home. I'm here to say, hey, Jason. Hey, Jason, how are you? Hello, wife. Hold on, Blindside's wife is here. No, my wife was with one of our family friends also. She gave her a ride home. They worked together, so... Apron's getting smacked down. Yep. There's a bunch of stocks getting smacked down right now. Thank God you're back in on. I went over to a popcorn Bigums guy. My brain hurts now. Let me tell you what AMC is going to squeeze. All right, so yeah, well, let's finish up with this. So yeah, you do have a pretty high risk considering there's that many warrants. I don't see this being a quick get. If you believe in the company, then yeah, it's fine. I would actually wait till they probably dilute a little bit, raise that cash, and see what they do with that cash. Hopefully down the line. But that's just me. But yeah, small float. This thing can move. So like if they brought it up to 5 and then wanted to dilute and raise some cash, that'd be fine too. Yeah, they're not burning a ton of cash. They're burning basically like 1-point-something million a month, and they've got 30 million right now. So, I mean, I don't feel like I have to go into the balance sheet on this one either. It's like it's pretty self-explanatory what's going on here. They have the ability to raise money if they need to. They don't really need the money at the moment, so and the short interest isn't like super high or anything like that. 6%. So there you go. Hopefully that's good with you, Sam. All right. So tough built. I've already lost track. I didn't keep track of the. I lost my notepad. All my timestamps are gone. All my timestamps are gone. Did you guys like the timestamps from yesterday's video, or I don't know? Unfortunately, we lost the timestamps. I don't know if I can recover that because I was doing a text file, not a... Yeah, it didn't save any of them. Oh, well. So GOVAX, we'll say 10 minutes in. We'll go to Tough Belt. And we said it was like 10 minutes and... Yeah, we'll just say 10:30. All right, so Tough Built had a rough day, and part of that is to be expected because obviously the dilution's there. So like, have, a decent amount of dilution on the table. They've raised some cash with it. Short interest is still very high. It's like, I would say 50-60% short against their current float. The thing is, everyone's going off of these Ortex numbers, and these Ortex numbers are not correct. Or they are correct for right now, but they're probably diluting as we speak. And so what you have to realize is, and this is not me I'm not invested in this. I don't care either way. I don't have anything invested in Tough Built. I'm not shorting it. I'm not long on it. I'm just telling you guys the facts. And I told you guys to be careful about this because I told you don't lose money on this. Like, if you're up on this, don't lose money on this. All right, so everyone's been going off of this. Okay, they've shorted 5 million shares, and we have only 2.13 million shares outstanding. This thing's going to the moon, blah, blah, blah. It will move. I grant you that. But you're sitting on top of a huge amount of dilution. Right? You just diluted another 4 million shares that haven't hit yet. And you still have these warrants down here at, where are they? At 190, right? You've got 3.1 million shares at 190. And then on top of that, you have these ones that haven't been registered but will be soon. And that's 4 million right there. So 4 million shares right there, that ready to go, and the strike price I think is 5, which we're above 5, or we were at least. Let's take a look. 541. So we're still there, right? We're still in that range where they can dilute using those shares. So really, what you have to think about is, don't view it as there's only 2 million shares right now. You have to view it as, with the current dilution of 3.1 million and the dilution at over 5, you would have 8.52 million shares, which means that if you have, for example, I think Ortex was guessing that 5.1 million shares, that's like 60-something% of the shares shorted right now. It's not 200% like they're showing here. And while the cost to borrow is high, you have to realize, though, this is only costing them like $28 million. Because it's not a lot of shares. So even if the cost to borrow is like 8,000% on only a couple million shares, that's not that much. These guys are huge, a lot of these people that are shorting this. So you just have to, think about that. Once again, I hope you guys squeeze it to the moon. I'm just telling you how things work on Tough Belt because, I want people to understand that you're sitting there and these warrants have the ability to dilute at any second at this point. That these ones right here are not registered yet, but they can be. They literally could be, I've looked at these, I think, already, and I already saw that the wording on them said that basically they would be exercisable immediately as long as they're over the $5. So Alexander, I actually did Dave on the previous video before my power went out. So if you go back on there, you should be able to. I think it was actually the first one we covered. So if you want to go back to the last video, you can get the analysis there. I'm not going to redo the same thing over again. Second time in the night. But yeah, I was going to say Dave was the last video. Unfortunately, I don't have timestamps up because I started taking notes on it and it didn't save them because I lost power, so my whole PC shut down. What the hell happened with XELA today? So XELA had a reverse split. So they basically it's not a good thing. Reverse splits are usually bad because you now the price goes up, but your shares go down. I think it was a 10-to-1. Was that right? Did anyone know? Was it 10-to-1? I'm just going off the top of my head. XELA was 10-to-1, maybe. 20-to-1. Sorry. So they did a 20-to-1 reverse split. So that was pretty rough. Yeah. All right. People were screaming about phase today. Yeah, so I asked about this because I did take a look at it. So FaZe Clan is apparently a cult. I don't know. I'm just teasing. But basically what I saw was people were very about this thing, and I don't know much about it. I know it was a SPAC. They do have warrants though from that at 1150, and there are 5.7 million of them. But they're relatively new, so we don't know a ton about them. Besides the fact that, I don't know who that is. I don't even know what this company does. Is it gaming? It looks like maybe esports. Yeah, it must be esports or something. They have a roster. Yeah, I don't know any of these people. What do they do? I mean, cool website. I don't know what you guys do. Let's see. So I guess they have maybe some professional esports gamers. They have some creators. I mean, what kind of money do they pull in? And they're publicly traded. That's interesting. What games do these guys play? Halo. Is this League of Legends? Rocket League, okay. Do they play League also and some other games like that? Or yeah, so this is me learning about what these guys are. What is FaZe? We started out as internet kids armed with cameras and diehard love for video games. Turned our passions and struggles into a global creative engine that's defining gaming culture, and we're a family. Okay, so they have 510 million. Okay. They're like rock stars. They got great followings. They sell fashion merchandise and interesting. Yeah, it looks like these are all the teams they have. Someone said they were a cult to me. They don't look like a cult. They just look like they're a bunch of fun gaming kids, and somebody obviously with money is kind of backing this and trying to market this. They're making YouTube videos. Okay. So, what are you guys? I feel like this is going to be one of those, like, I don't understand it, but maybe this is something. All right, so starting out, they've got 70 million shares outstanding. It looks like they've redeemed 15.8 million. I'm guessing that's maybe of these warrants, maybe. Who holds these guys? Nobody's reported yet because they're brand new. So the question is, what are these guys doing on the market? All right, so literally they're days old. We don't know what these guys are doing. I mean, so they gapped up there, and they have not gap filled, right? Because they closed here, they opened, they didn't fill that gap. So, for me, I would be looking at the hit in the after hours. I'm not sure what they're trying to do with this right now, because they're only, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days old since their IPO. It looks like they're going to probably go back down to this level at some point and fill that gap that was left right here. And then what we're looking at would be, yeah, just what's the volume like? Let's see. They had, is that like 4 million shares here? Not trading a ton. So CCI has been pushed down. If you look here on the MACD, it's crossed over on the negative side. The RSI slightly moved up in the after hours here. We'll see what it does tomorrow morning. But you've already started getting a negative one on the awesome, and nothing here yet. So I'm curious to see what happens on this stock. I'll keep an eye on it because I feel like this is one of those, like, roadblocks. Like, I didn't understand it at the time, but they obviously have a huge following with kids, and my kids aren't old enough for that. But I mean, esports, I think, is going to be a thing. There are already people watching like these events, so I don't, even though it's not something I would personally like probably sit there and watch, I understand that there's a ton of kids that love these things, and they have these are like, they're basically like their football or their, like baseball teams. They watch this stuff because my nephew watches this stuff, and like he's all about these things. I'll have to ask him if he knows who these guys are. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind throwing some money at this, but this would be something for me that I would probably enter pretty slowly, and I would kind of watch the price and make sure that I need to see, here, this is what we need to do. There's no filings. So I guess we'd have to look at their like IPO stuff and see what their money's looking like, because I've got no idea at this point right now what kind of like their books look like. We need to find out their books. And I don't really have the time to do that tonight. So maybe tomorrow, if somebody wants to remind me, we can take a look at the actual books. Kyler Murray's part of this. LeBron, Little Yachty. I don't know who that is. I know Snoop Dogg. Okay, so they're getting some other sports stars to enter in on this too. Yeah, it's interesting. So, all right, I'll do one more, but my wife's home and I need to talk to her, so we can do that. Yeah, esports are really, really unprofitable. Yeah, well, let's look at the balance sheet. These guys are crooks. I'm not investing in kid bad habits. Easy short. Yeah, I mean, you guys, yeah, it's up to you. It's my first time. The kids in the clan are cool, but the top dogs of phase are not good guys. Short phase. Send them to NFT land. I heard the free float was like 6 million shares. It's a SPAC. Roblox is cool and has potential. Esports is super unprofitable. Yeah, I feel old too. Don't worry. Please don't touch phase. Listen, so what I'll do is this. I'm going to watch it, but I need to see the books. I want to see what they're actually doing because, if we can take a look at the books, I don't mind at least doing a little research and seeing if there's anything here. If these guys are burning through cash and there's no money coming in, then yeah, that's an easy thing for me to go. Probably not my cup of tea, but I'm always willing to look at opportunities, even if it's something that I don't quite like. Maybe it's not something I would do. Doesn't mean that kids these days times change, and if you don't adapt, then you get left behind. So I will at least take a look at them. Not gonna invest in this until I actually look at their books, and I probably would want a little more of a track record. So, okay. And was there any other ones that we need to take a look at? I'm just going back. We did tough belt. Can we go over the P, L, and F numbers? All right, let me see what that is. Planet 13 Holdings. It's a cannabis company. It looks like the numbers actually beat. I'm going off Yahoo. Let's see if they even have a dilution tracker on them. So, dilution tracker. What was it? It's a pink slip stock. PLN. Yeah, they don't even track that kind of stuff. So I don't know a ton about this one because obviously pink slips are pink slips, and for a reason. They're traded over not in the main exchanges. So we'd have to take a look at their stuff, but yeah, it looks like they beat on a bunch of things. Just eyeing it. It's a cannabis company in Nevada. They opened up its cannabis dispensary in Vegas. It became the largest cannabis dispensary in the world at 112,000 square feet. Okay, so they obviously have a big market there in Vegas. Revenue went up. Net income was a beat. Net profit margin went up decently. Earnings per share beat, and so did revenue. So, yeah, I mean, that was a good quarter. So they're already up 13%, it looks like, maybe after hours, or was that after today? Yeah, so, I mean, they're going to go back up in probably this range right here. I don't know if it's getting back up to these ones, but, I mean, it will probably consolidate more in this range around the $3 to $4 would be my guess. And they just, I would have to look way more into their stuff, but just eyeing it, those are good numbers. So yeah, I was gonna say if you entered down here, that's great. You'll probably make some money on this. If you bought up here when it was doing Wyckoff, I mean, this looks clearly like Wyckoff distribution. This was like accumulation down here, and this is distribution. So same thing. I would expect it to chop around in this range before it gets its next legs up. So, if you don't know what Wyckoff is, we can cover that maybe tomorrow. If you come in here and just ask me about it, I'll go over to the Wyckoff and compare it and show you what it looks like. Okay. Bro, I'm 19. I watch esports and actual sports. Believe me, it's not me. Okay. I follow wheat stocks, plants, not bad. Futures uncertain. I looked at it a year ago, passed over. Not financial advice. Yeah, I mean, it's a pink slip, so I'm not going to trade it personally. But like, you know, if somebody else is doing it, that's totally fine. Look up Opal. Man, you guys are keeping me here. I'm supposed to go talk to my wife. All right, Opal. What is this? Is it gas or something? Oil? Did they just IPO also? So bring me all the new tickers. I'm not gonna. Yeah, they're not gonna have any information on this in like dilution or anything like that. Oh, it's too new. Oh no, they do have it. Never mind. Here you go. May not matter for this one, but it's still new, so. So it's what? Renewable natural gas? Yeah, I mean, if it's brand new, I would take a flyer. And natural gas, I think, is going to go up. So they've already kind of made a nice little day right there. I would probably wait till it comes back down and then see if I could get it for slightly lower. But it may run. Who knows? Not a ton of volume. It's still at 10. That's probably where they started, right? No, they started lower. They got down to 5, 6 here, and then they've had a nice little push. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they look interesting. I do like natural gas right now. They're also 127% institutional ownership. Yeah. Anna, do you watch Trader TV? No, I don't have time for anything. Honestly, I work a full day, and then when I get home, I'm with my kids and wife, and then I come down here and hang out with you guys until basically like 11:30 or midnight, and then I go to bed and do it all again. So I don't really have a whole lot of time to watch anybody else. I wish I did. I used to. I used to come down and listen to YouTube videos of other people's stuff, and there was good stuff, I thought, but if I had more time, I probably would do that. That placement for the intended dish mask leaves me thinking funny things. Yeah. So let's do this. I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna go hang out with my wife because she just got home about half an hour ago. Yeah, if anyone's not part of the Discord, please join us. It's free. I'll go ahead and send the link in here. I think I'm actually able to, if I remember correctly, I think I set it up that you could do the retail collective. I don't know if that's a thing. I made like supposedly a new thing where you can. Let's see if this works. Yeah, but yeah, come hang out in the Discord if you're not part of it. It's free. And I'll try to get timestamps on these tomorrow sometime. All right, guys. But yeah, good talking, hanging out with you guys. We'll cover the rest of it tomorrow. Sorry, it was a little bit disjoined. Obviously, the power outage screwed things up. So, and if you DM Random, he loves to introduce himself to newbies. Don't worry, I'm banning mods too right now because I messed up with the auto mod, and it was. Don't do this because it literally will like time you out for an hour. But I was trying to get rid of all the people who were coming on and saying like join us at this thing. So I literally said no more join us, and one of the mods typed in like, we should talk to people about joining us, and he got a timeout, and it did it even as a mod. So yeah. All right. You guys have a good night, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll get everything together and make it, hopefully tomorrow will be a better stream. It won't be so like broken up and, messed up. And I'll cover more tickers. Anything I missed tonight, I'll do tomorrow. All right. Have a great evening, guys.